So there's a number on the spec sheet for this thing that just completely stopped me. 255.
Mm,
We're looking at the DVDO Camera-Ctl-2 today, and it's not just a camera controller. It's the idea that you could control 255 robotic cameras from one chair.
it's a huge number, right? I mean, most operators in a normal broadcast setup, you're maybe juggling, what, 4, 8 cameras,
Yeah,
cops?
exactly.
So when you jump to a number like 255, this stops being an accessory and it becomes more like a central command. You're not just moving cameras, you're directing traffic for an entire video ecosystem.
But is that even practical? I mean, for one person to handle. I'm looking at the unit itself, and it's actually pretty compact. You've got this little LCD screen, backlit buttons, and this 4D joystick.
Yeah.
In a world of touch screens and tablets, why are we sticking with a physical stick?
Because for movement, nothing beats tactile feedback. You just can't get that subtle resistance from a piece of glass, you know? And that 4D thing, it's mostly about combining pan, tilt, and zoom. But the real pro feature, the thing that matters, is the variable speed control.
Right, because you don't want that jerky, fixed speed.
You don't want the security cam look.
Oh.
Exactly. You want to be able to ease into a pan to slowly ramp a zoom. It's about getting a smooth cinematic sweep.
Like a fluid head on a good tripod.
Precisely. And look at the rest of it. You've got dedicated physical knobs for focus, for iris, even for red and blue gain. Imagine a cloud passes over the field.
Mm-hmm.
The light changes instantly. You can't be tapping through 3 layers of a digital menu.
You need to grab a knob and twist it now.
Right now, yeah.
Okay, that brings me to what I think is always the biggest headache with these setups, the protocol mess. You know, you show up to a venue and they have cameras from 3 different generations that all speak a different language.
The Tower of Babel situation.
Yeah. How does this thing handle that?
And that's probably its biggest selling point, really. It's designed to be a universal translator. It handles VISCA, ONVIF, Pelco, and NDI. But the really clever part is that it can do it all at the same time.
Wait, you mean you can mix IP control and like old school serial control in the same setup?
At the exact same time, yep. You could have a couple of new 4K cameras running over the network via IP, and right next to them on the board, you're controlling some 10-year-old PTZ that's hardwired with an RS-422 serial cable.
No.
The controller just bridges that gap. It means that production doesn't have to throw out perfectly good, older gear just to get unified modern control.
Okay, that makes sense for the hardware side.
Yeah.
But what about the setup? I'm imagining trying to punch in 255 IP addresses on that tiny little LCD.
Oh, God, no. That would be a nightmare.
Hmm.
Thankfully, they thought of that. All the complex setup happens on a web GUI. You just connect to its IP address in a browser on your laptop and configure everything there.
Much better.
And it also supports PoE, Power over Ethernet. From a setup point of view, that's huge. One less power brick you have to worry about. One single network cable provides both data and power to the controller.
I also saw it mentions tally control. We all know what a tally light is, but how does a little desktop box like this manage that for potentially hundreds of cameras?
It's all about that feedback loop. The controller needs to talk to the switcher or the camera itself to make sure the little red live light turns on when it's supposed to.
So the talent knows where to look.
Exactly. When you're jumping between camera 15 and camera 150, you can't have a delay. That tally light has to be instant, and this unit manages that signaling to keep everyone in sync.
So let's talk price. We're looking at, what, $1,299 for a piece of professional broadcast hardware? That feels really aggressive.
It is, and it's positioned to do one thing: consolidate labor. You're basically swapping the cost of, say, 3 or 4 camera operators for one piece of hardware and one highly skilled operator.
You're shifting the budget from people to tech.
From personnel to infrastructure, yeah?
And that's the part that really sticks with me. It feels like we're watching the art of cinematography itself kind of morph. It's moving away from being about physical skill and being on the spot to being about, well, programming, logic, multitasking on a massive scale.
It's a totally different job description.
If one person can orchestrate 255 unique points of view with a joystick, is the camera operator now less of an artist and more of a conductor?
You're not just framing a shot anymore. You're designing and managing an entire system.
That is a lot to think about. Thanks for exploring these sources with us. We'll see you on the next deep dive.